Hello. Yesterday we have discussed about cholecystitis and cholelithiasis and some of the nursing care plans. Today we are going to discuss about the nursing care plans in detail. The first point is risk for deficient fluid volume. Risk for deficient fluid volume, at risk for experiencing vascular, cellular or intracellular dehydration. Risk factors may include excessive losses through gastric suction, vomiting, distension and gastric hypermotility, medical restricted intake, altered clotting process. Possibly evidenced by not applicable, as a risk diagnosis is not evidenced by signs and symptoms, as the problem has not occurred and nursing interventions are directed at prevention. Let us see the desired outcomes now. The desired outcomes demonstrate adequate fluid balance evidenced by stable vital signs, moist mucous membranes, good skin turgor, capillary refill, individually appropriate urinary output, absence of vomiting. Let us see the nursing interventions and rationales. The nursing interventions and rationales are: maintain accurate record of intake and output, noting output less than intake, increased urine specific gravity, assess skin and mucous membranes, peripheral pulses and capillary. See the rationale for this: to provide information about fluid status and circulating volume needing replacement. Next, monitor for signs and symptoms of increased or continued nausea or vomiting, abdominal cramps, weakness, twitching, seizures, irregular heart rate, paresthesia, hypoactive or absent bowel sounds, depressed respirations. The rationale for this: prolonged vomiting, gastric aspiration and restricted oral intake can lead to deficits in sodium, potassium and chloride. Next intervention: eliminate noxious sights or smells from environment. Eliminate noxious sights or smells from environment that reduces stimulation of vomiting center. Perform frequent oral hygiene with alcohol, free mouthwash, apply lubrication. The rationale for that: decreases dryness or oral mucous membranes, reduces risk of oral bleeding. Nursing intervention: use small gauze needles for injections and apply firm pressure for longer than usual after venipuncture. The rationale: reduces trauma, risk of bleeding or hematoma formation. The nursing intervention assesses for unusual bleeding, oozing from injection sites, epistaxis, bleeding gums, ecchymosis and petechia. The rationale for this: prothrombin is reduced and coagulation time prolonged when bile flow is obstructed, increasing risk of bleeding or hemorrhage. The nursing intervention: keep patient NPO as necessary. The rationale: decreases GI secretions and motility. The nursing intervention: insert NG tube, connect to suction and maintain patency as indicated. The rationale for this: to rest the GI tract. So this is all about the nursing interventions for risk factors for fluid volume deficiency. These are some of the nursing interventions and rationales for fluid volume deficiency. Now let us see regarding pain. The pain is common: acute pain. What is acute pain? Acute pain, it is unpleasant sensory and emotional experience arising from actual or potential tissue damage or described in terms of such damage, sudden or slow onset of any intensity from mild to severe with anticipated or predictable end and a duration of less than 6 months. May be related to biological injuries, injuring agents, obstruction, ductal spasm, inflammatory process, tissue ischemia or necrosis. Possibly evidenced by reports of pain, biliary colic, waves of pain, facial mask of pain, guarding behavior, autonomic response, changes in BP, pulse, self-focusing, narrowed focus. The desired outcomes. Report pain is relieved or controlled. Demonstrate use of relaxation skills and diversional activities as indicated for individual situation. Now coming to nursing interventions and rationales. Observe and document location severity, 0 to 10 scale and character of pain, steady, intermittent, colic. The rationale for this: assists in differentiating cause of pain and provides information about disease, progression and resolution, development of complications and effectiveness of interventions. The nursing intervention: note response to medication and report to physician if pain is not being relieved. The rationale for it: severe pain not relieved by routine measures may indicate developing complications or need for further interventions. The next intervention: promote bed rest, allowing patient to assume position of comfort. The rationale for this: bed rest in low forward position reduces intra-abdominal pressure. However, patient will naturally assume least painful position. The rationale for this is bed rest. Next intervention: use soft or cotton linen, calamine lotion, oil bath, cool or moist compresses as indicated. The rationale is reduces irritation and dryness of the skin and itching sensation. The nursing intervention: control environmental temperature. The rationale for this: cool surroundings aid in minimizing dermal discomfort. The nursing interventions encourage use of relaxation techniques, provide diversional activities. The rationale for that: promotes rest, redirects attention, may enhance coping. The nursing intervention: make time to listen to and maintain frequent contact with patient. For that, the rationale is helpful in alleviating anxiety and refocusing attention, which can relieve pain. The nursing intervention: maintain NPO status, insert and or maintain NG suction as indicated. The rationale for that is removes gastric secretions that stimulates release of cholecystokinin and gallbladder contractions. Now, administer medications as indicated. The medications are anticholinergics, sedatives, narcotics, and monoactonin or moctanin, smooth muscle relaxants, choledoxyloic acid, antibiotics. These are the medications which may be administered as the physician's orders. Now let us see what are these. Anticholinergics, that is atropine, propanthenin or probanthone, which relieves reflex spasm and smooth muscle contraction and assists with pain management. Next is sedatives, that is phenobarbital, which promotes rest and relaxes smooth muscles, relieving pain, given to reduce severe pain. Morphine is used with caution. Because it may increase spasm of the sphincter of Oddi, although nitroglycerin may be given to reduce morphine-induced spasms if they occur. Narcotics are meperidine, hydrochloride or demerol or morphine sulfate. Monoactin moctanin, that is, this medication may be used after a cholecystectomy for retained stones or for newly formed large stones in the bile duct. It is a lengthy treatment, 1 to 3 weeks, and is administered via a nasal biliary tube, or cholangiogram is done periodically to monitor stone dissolution. The next one is smooth muscle relaxants. Relieves ductal spasm. Piperacin, pavavit, nitroglycerin, amyl nitrate. These natural bile acids decrease nitrate. Next is chenodeoxycholic acid. Kenix. Also deoxycholic acid. Also Actigal. These natural bile acids decrease cholesterol synthesis, dissolving gallstones. Success of this treatment depends on the number and the size of gallstones, preferably 3 or fewer stones smaller than 20 min in diameter floating in a functioning gallbladder. Coming to antibiotics. Antibiotics to treat infectious process, reducing inflammation. So, with this today's topic we have completed. Tomorrow we'll discuss about some more points. So, thank you all. Have a good day.